meg näeme, meg äpp näeme. And this is how some like Russian or yeah, some other languages, also English, or how they work, that we see, we don't see. So only thing that is different is this negating part. But yeah, here it's a bit that you have to somehow remember inserting these two. Okay, so and what else to say here is that yeah, and maybe just when to pick what stem is also it's again possible to give some hints. So maybe just something that might be useful is that if you have this kind of a one syllable, then it's this often goes with this mö, tö. So here you see only nä part, and when you have like more syllable, it's more common that you have this without but this is maybe one thing you can use if you are not sure what to pick. Then I would suggest you to pick this with a one syllable stem, like mö, tö ending with the vowels, and without like more syllables, then it's more common that you have just mt at the end. And here you have to notice that the most, like the paradigm is somehow the widest. There are more variation or different forms in, of course, in the present affirmative, which is somehow like logical. And the more right away when we move to negative or when we move to past, you see that this somehow the system is there is less variation. So you see even that here. So second and third person, they are the same. So only thing that separates them is the ne teeg here part, but otherwise it's teeg äpp näete, ne äpp näete, and so and also this somewhat here this negative particle, or actually it's a bit like auxiliary because it's a bit changing according to the person. Now something again. So for example, Finnish has it very nicely for all the persons, different endings. Here Livonian has something still, so but you see that app is in 3 or 4 persons, and then there is this second person has something a bit different. So there is a bit reduced system, but again there is at least something. Whereas for example in Estonia there is only a for all the persons. So something Livonian is in that sense a bit in the middle with this. How much you can, yeah, there is this, does this negation verb inflect. And now, so I hope that you have now saved it on your brain, because now we will check what is happening in the past. Or at least if you have this, I don't know, slides from back there, because maybe it's somehow, I tried to make some comparisons, but yeah, it's hard with the slides and Zoom that I can only be on this one slide at the same time, and hard to fit everything. But here, so now moving to the past. So what is happening here? Again, I picked the same verbs. So it's here näeb, I see, and here I saw and I spoke. And here again, so this first and third person are the same. So ma neis, ta neis. And here, this mark means that there is no personal ending. So neis is just a past marker here this, and we will see these types later on. I just 2 verbs to illustrate. And here, so ma rõkandis, ta rõkandis. And here, so the second person has here is different from this first and third person. And here, what I said is that it's only in the present where you have the form. So in the past, when you have third person, you see that same thing is happening here. That is what's happening in this present negative. It's also here that it's a plural second and third person are the same. So here, teeg, ne is the only thing making the distinction. So meg neisme, meg rõkandisme, teeg neiste, teeg rõkandist. And here it's indeed that why I'm saying that which one to choose. It's not always even easy to say that. For example, rõkandis in dictionary is also given as an example of a verb where you have both options are even in dictionary given, that with the or without. So choose yourself, but maybe this choosing according how long the verb you get this, often this, the way it is. And here, negative. So this is why I'm saying that it's good to think about, or why I started even with present tense, because now what is happening here, or what do you see? You could tell me, what do you see here if you compare them here and maybe here? You could tell me what you see in this negative. It's totally so that you really take the whole entire paradigm and you just include or switch this negative verb, and this is where you get it. So that's why all the endings actually are also even the same here and here. So just here and here you see also that there is some, of course, it's the again it's a bit reduced system again. So two different options, either is or is. And now if you know that second and third are the same, you pick ist here, and it's also for second person here. So this is something. And what I can see, or I have heard also, that this is also something that maybe this nowadays L2 speakers of Livonian, often what I have heard several times is that they are using this negative verb, but they also add this from here, this paradigm. So it feels a bit like double negation. So this is very commonly that somehow is you can notice that it can happen, because a person probably understands that yes, this is refers to past, but somehow for them it's also that this past is also here marked, and it's so that how these paradigms change over in the course of time. But here, of course, we are studying how it is like working in general, so that this is something that one can notice. But yeah, so this is something. And of course, when you start, and this is often that when I have to speak myself or say something quickly, and I don't, somehow it's so much in my brain too that somehow, yes, pick the past and then add the past, and then you get this double past. So it's not always that easy to have it. But now I think it would be really nice. Just this slide, I will leave it here. And then we can make a break, but it's saying the same thing. If you notice here, present affirmative, present negative, just on the basis of one word, that it's meg rõkandum liivukeelde, meg äpp rõkandum liivukeelde, and now the same rõkandum goes here. We didn't speak Livonian, and you just change this is word, and here this we spoke Livonian. Yeah, like affirmative is like a difference. So with this S part and so. And to check this this conjugation types. So here the same three types as or not three, four apply that you had for present. So in a way it's also a bit repeating this present, because the first type is again has only this three verbs here: võõlda, panda, tuulda, and it was the same for present, that you have these three verbs in one. And this is now one type where you have past tenses indicated by palatalization. So what makes it past is this, here you see this palatalization mark. So ma võll, I was, ma pann, ma tull. So this is the only type where you have this, or what it's really the only indication of this past. And here I thought some examples. So teeg võlte mõtsas. It should be fine that you were in the forest. Then another example. Ma pann võtim kivala. I put the key under the stone. And then one other example. Need tuld puu tagant ulse. So this tagant and ulse we had yesterday. So what do you think? What could it mean? Need tuld puu tagant ulse. They came out from behind the tree. Yeah, so some examples. And then the second type. So this was the type where you have really this one syllable words in also for present. So soode, tiede, toode, lääde. And here what is happening, so there are, in a way, there are several options, but there is only the last two actually, this sha and is only used in this type with one word. So this sha we could even start here. So it's the only word where you have this kind of sha, so appears. It's with this lääd, ma leks, ta leks, ta leks, meg leksma, leksta. Yeah, and it is only why I didn't even give it in this main endings table, because this ma ending is really, it only appears here in this word. So, and it's often the case that this be go verb in languages is somehow working differently. So this is one good example. So teeg lekste or leksta and ne lekste leksta. And the other one that we had as an example actually was in the table. So this I saw, because this is the only one where you have näed and it really changes. It was ma neis, I saw. So this is the only verb where something like this happens with this one syllable words. But otherwise, this options are here, either e or ra. So it's a shortening of and what is also going on is shortening of vowels, because you see that there is soode, and then when you start inflecting it, it's ma sai, tas said, tas sai, meg saime, teeg saite, ne saite. And here, so there are other things that can happen is that, for example, here, tiede, so to do, so you see there is out of ie, you get the ma tei, sa teid, ta tei, meg teime, ne teite. So this is this kind of changes occur, and you see that from o we get this a sai, and then yeah. So there are also these options with some that there is this toode, for example, where you have toor. So nothing is happening here with this o this here, and also, for example, to take vir, where you also have so some go like this. And again, some examples. So what could it mean? Putkas we had yesterday. So again, some repetition. What could it mean? Sa said 4 putkast. Need teitu päägin tiedä. And what could it mean? Meg toorsme lääde makkam. So there are two verbs even here. Meg toorsme lääde makkam. And one other, it's similar, but just this taleks juva makkam. So juva, I don't remember whether we have had this, but it means this already. Yeah, she already went to bed or went to sleep. And makkam is again this M infinitive or this form. And you can see that it often appears with this lääde. So we had this to go to swim yesterday, this lääde. Kilgumor, lääde makkam. So this is also when this M infinitive, it appears in connection with certain verbs. It's not like in pre-variation. And here it's where it appears. So this type. And then the third type, if you remember, so this is the type where you have disyllabic words, and this is that is affected by gradation in the present tense. So do you remember where did this gradation in the present tense occur? So you see that in past tense there is nothing here. Gradation, it's not affected in the past, but where did it occur? What did it affect in the present tense?
Was it singular versus plural?
Yeah. And it was not all of these verbs, but some of them. Does anyone remember also this? One of these was not affected. So when it was these a verbs like yelab, then these a stem verbs weren't affected. So it was only this the rest like this. So because it contained also u and the stems like ma lugub, it is u, but of course now it is lost, so it's somehow hard. So ma tundub is and opub, but this a was not affected even in the present. But yes, so it was just, and here how it differs is indeed that here in the past it's just gluing this ending plus this yeah, first this plural suffix and then this personal ending. So for example, ma elis, ta elist, ta elis, me elisma, te eliste, ne eliste. And now comes this negative part. So this negative, and here, as we already checked, that it's only you change only this negative marker. And here I have the same these sentences. So te võltu metsas, so you weren't in the forest, would be te ist oote metsas. How would you say? Because now it's only not, and remember from yesterday, it's when you have negation, it's also can be that it affects the object. For example, I put the key under the stone, but now I didn't put it under the stone. Would be a bit different. Yes, and I forgot to write it, although I had planned. So indeed, just add T. So ma is võtimt give ala. Yeah, so T just, it's nothing peculiar happening in the word. And you see right away that here is the only difference here is also that you have to take off this palatalization because this is the marker of past tense here, but as now you are using the present stem, there is no palatalization here because this is the marker of past. And one more example. So the same thing, need tult. We had puu tagant ulse. So how would you say that they didn't come out behind the tree? So ne is tult. And again, same thing that only here, yeah, also there is no palatalization. So here left because it's past. Yes, and just once more to show that indeed, if you would put this side by side, then these are all the same in both forms. So, and here, so again, just maybe then you would somehow memorize this present tense at the same time, a bit repeating the present when dealing with past. It's ma is so, sa is so, ma is tie, sa is tie, sa is, yeah, is to, is the to. So for example, if you would say sa said 4 putkast, so how would you say that you didn't get 4? And now again, pay attention to number 4 even. So even if you don't know, we can try to still make it. And maybe I now again forgot to write it here, but I will fix it then later. And there is gradation now in this word. Maybe if you remember Oljas, this green, so it's very similar as was Oljas in this partitive form in the first slide when we started today this class. Yes, and I forgot to write it. So when I send you the slides, I will write it. So indeed, that you have it also, it affects the number here. So isto 4 putkast. What would you say? Need teid päägin tiedä. No, they didn't do a lot of work. Is tietä. In the meantime, I can actually even answer this question about this polite pronoun because this indeed you can use this teed, and we are going to listen one yeah, like it's a short movie or yeah, watch, and there you can even see that it's this teeg that is used to like the polite form. So there is in a way. I would say that this teeg. Yes, nice. And then I have one more here. Meg told me lääda makkam. So how would you say we didn't want to go to bed or sleep? istumaan. Yeah, and I have one more. So ta läks jõvamakam and isla. Very nice. And then here I don't know, but now here you see that this is now this third type, and here it's of course that its gradation is important because now we are using the present paradigm. So that's why, remember, it didn't have this here, anything here in this here, because it's the past, entirely past forms. But as now we are using actually taking it from the present. So then this is what was the case in present. So it was ma äptund, sa äptund, ta äptund. So here now these were the ones that were affected in this with this gradation. So I think it's really this forming negation. It's logical, but it takes some brain work. So ma is jell, ja sa is jell, ja siis, or ma is look, sa is look, ta is look, and then comes megist lukkem, tegist lukket, ne is lukket. So this is what is happening here. And the final type here is the one that, again, it didn't have anything, there was nothing peculiar going on in the present, and neither is it here in the negative forms in the past, but again, you are just taking it from the present paradigm. It could be, I didn't say, so ma is kiit, and I don't say ma ät kiit. So sa is kiit, ta is kiit. So these are the ones that is yeah. So this is more or less about this past. Now maybe before, because now the idea would be to put this text that we read first in the past, but just I will just maybe for a moment show again this before you start doing it, because it's one way to so these endings in the, because mostly they are now, these examples are in the affirmative there, so that should be put into the past, so to try out, but yeah, so this was the main idea behind this past.